Oh, hi, everybody. Michael Savage here, getting ready for the Big Fox Fix interview. You know, it's going to be nothing. I'll be on the level with you the whole way. If you care to comment, I'll be with you probably 15, 20 minutes. Uh, there's no phone number. It's just written comments on YouTube, on where else? FaceTime, on X. And we should be live right now. We'll see how it's looking on the Fox Fix that's coming in. I have no faith in Brett Baer. He's a corporate guy. And he does what he's told. It's that simple. You know, if he's got to toe the line for the Democrats, he'll toe the line for the Democrats. There's big money in the media, and whatever you have to do, you have to do. Lucky for you, I don't get paid for these YouTube broadcasts or these X broadcasts. I don't get a dime for it one way or the other. I do it strictly for the pleasure of expressing myself and sharing with you what I think to be what's going on in the sick world on the I don't know how to put it. If it was a regular Democrat in a regular time, we wouldn't be having these discussions. She is a complete fiction. He was a hologram in a basement who they turned into a president. And look what he did to this world in 4 short years. She is a complete rolling fraudulent disaster. Stands for nothing. And now, of course, they're making believe they're going to do an interview on Fox. I have no faith in Brett Baer. Even I'm reading the news. U.S. announces $425 million Ukraine military aid. Okay, did you vote on that? They didn't have the $425 million for the flood victims, but they found $425 million for Zelensky. The FBI revised the 2022 crime stats and said, "Oh yeah, there were a lot of murders, rapes, and robberies. We just didn't know it at the time." And meanwhile, in England, once was the greatest country on earth, a war veteran, was convicted for silent praying outside an abortion clinic across the street next to a tree. That's what's happened with the degenerates in England. And we're talking about this now, this fraud. See, if she wins, we'll get arrested for silent prayers outside abortion clinics. I'm not shocked by any of it anymore. I try to avoid it. I can't watch the news generally. They've all turned into a comedy hour anyway. There's a few people in the news I like, mainly the shows I'm on Newsmax TV and other Newsmax TV shows. They're as close to what you're going to get for a girl or a guy telling you what they really think is going on. But look, I did this yesterday. If you care to comment, you could send me a comment. You like the painting? Someone saw the painting of the river and the tree. Reminds me of the river. No one's figured out who it is. I told you it was the other day. These are paintings from my own collection. They're by Bernard Gutmann, who lived between 1869 and 1936. And I purchased them at Bonham's in 2017 in Los Angeles. The art market has gone down for actual art, and now only computerized Drek is selling, like computerized candidates. Kamala is like a computerized hologram of what they thought might win against Trump, like mixed race, female, laughs a lot. That might work. Meanwhile, our borders, language, and culture have been melted down. Wars are raging between Israel and now Iran. How many wars can Israel fight at once? Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon. Now they're going to go to war with Iran. What do you want Israel to do? Disappear? They can't disappear. They can't disappear. Wherever the Palestinians have gone, they've been kicked out of the country, by the way. They were taken into Jordan. They tried to take over Jordan. Then the Jordanian military had to kill them in a war. They killed 30,000 Palestinians. But you don't know any of that. You went to Harvard. So the Palestinians then went under Yasser Arafat to Lebanon. They destroyed a beautiful country and turned it into a hellhole. Why doesn't anyone want the Palestinians anymore, wherever they go? So here she is, the McDonald's candidate. Would you like fries with that candidate or not? Would you like a big soda or a little soda with that candidate? She's like the Big Mac of politics. She stands for nothing. Nobody knows what she stands for. I know. I lived here in California, so it's not a dream to me of who she is. Listen to me very carefully. Others have said it, but not as clearly as I have said it to you. She was made DA by the corrupt Pelosi machine. There used to be in New York for 100 years when New York was a rotten city. Tammany Hall that ran the city. There were no real elections. It was run by Tammany Hall. Maybe you saw Gangs of New York years ago, that movie. So this is Nancy Hall. Nancy Hall still pulls the strings in California. Now, if they were doing a good job, I wouldn't care, but they've destroyed the state. Nancy's machine has destroyed California. First, she destroyed the city, then the state. And if Chameleon wins, she'll destroy the nation even more so than it's destroyed after 4 years of the Harris, Biden, Pelosi machine. So what can I say? I've already said it. That's all. What can I say? I've never seen anything like it. Oh, we can make jokes about it. I don't know how long I'm going to last when he goes on, Brett Baer. I'm not a big fan of his. I don't think he's a great broadcaster. What do they pay him? $30 million a year to lie for Murdoch and the deep state? I don't know what he gets. Who knows? Police find half-naked suspect hiding inside a sofa. Did they have to pay extra for the suspect when they bought the sofa? I don't know. You go to a sofa store and buy a sofa and there's a rapist hiding inside the sofa. Do you pay more for it or less? I don't know. Any minute now, we're going to see the chipmunk himself, Brett Baer himself, with the Fox Fix interview. If it's not very good, I'm going to turn it off. And that's the end of it. Mexico at 80 years of the PRI. Yeah, our turn, right? We'll all have to maybe try to sneak into Mexico. That's interesting. If she wins, we may have to sneak over the border into Mexico to find salvation. Can't go to England anymore. There is no England anymore. The United Kingdom is taken over by the left-wing fanatics who have banned free speech. They have no Second Amendment to enforce their First Amendment. So they're victims, in other words, of the parasites that took over the government. Stammer, Strumer, Strunza, whoever took it over. Keith Strunza. Keith Strunza is running England. Where'd they get him from? My first thing he did was ban free speech. Is Brat Barr on yet? When does Brat Barr go on? I can't wait for the song. I only turned it on to share it with you, to see Brat Barr. Brat Bear. He looks like a chipmunk to me. Where is he? Why is it not on yet? Why are they showing a racetrack on Fox News now? What are they trying to distract us with now? What? Hulk Hogan. Okay, get off the screen already. Put her up with oh, God, the glasses. I'm watching it now. Why are they going to a golf course? The whole world's going to watch it as political right now. I'm watching it with you. Okay. Stupid. They're going to stupid now. They're getting to like bad slapstick humor on Fox News. Okay. Okay. Now get off the screen already. We don't want to see you. Oh, God. I just can't. I may have to turn this off early. There he is. There's Brett Baer. Oh, great. Okay. Brett Baer. Now, go ahead, give us the Fox Fix interview. Why are you showing us a bridge? There he is, the fake interview. Now, adjust your microphone with her. Go ahead. Go ahead. There you go. Go ahead.
Vice President held a campaign event with Republicans who support her just before the interview here in Washington Crossing.
She had an event with Republicans who support her? They're not Republicans who would support her. They're Benedict Arnolds who support her. Why is he doing other headlines? No one tuned in for that, you schmuck. See what they're doing? Next, they're going to sell me a mattress. Now they'll sell me a mattress before she comes. It's canned, the interview already. I may turn it off before it starts. Israel has targets in Iran, blah, blah, blah. Israel has targets in Iran, but they haven't done it yet. Okay. Now she wants reparations now. Can you find anyone in America who's actually held a slave? Do you know anyone in America who's been enslaved other than we, the taxpayers? I've been paying taxes for 75 years. Since I've been a child, I've been paying taxes for the folks who won't work and for the wars. It's already off to a terrible start. Yeah, it's terrible. They blew it already. You're right. By going to that and going to this, he's a slime ball. Let's see. Go ahead.
And here in Pennsylvania, that immigration is one of the key issues.
Okay, he's raising immigration. Big deal.
countries.
Uh-huh.
How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Uh-huh. Well, Donald Trump did it.
I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you.
I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you. After I open the floodgates, you liar, you. Brett, let me take control of the interview, Brett. Let me not answer any questions. Yes, it's broken, and we're going to fix it by making everybody illegal around the world. Okay, next case. Can't she shut her mouth and answer a question once in her friggin' life? Has this woman ever answered a straight-up question her whole life? How did you let her get so far in this world? You did it to me. Kamala's ancestors owned slaves, according to her father, by the Jamaica Globe. Professor Donald Harris wrote, my roots go back within my lifetime to my paternal grandmother, Miss Christie, née Christiana Brown, descendant of Hamilton Brown, who is on record as slave owner and founder of Brownstown, plantation and slave owner and founder of Brownstown, a town in Jamaica. So her family owns slaves, and she wants reparations. Oh, here we go. The first bill. Okay, here we go again. The same bullshit line over and over again. Yeah, okay, but the bad Republicans wouldn't sign the bill that would have granted amnesty to every bum in the country. Every bum who came over on a raft. Okay, next case. So she's doing the same thing. Trump did it. That's question number one. Maybe I'll stop right now. I think I've done enough. Okay, how many minutes have I been with you already? 12? How much more can you take? You want to listen to that whiny voice for 4 years or 8 years? I may have to move to Mexico. Wouldn't be so bad. She's pretty hideous looking, too. I got to tell you, man, that horse face of hers.
And our focus has been on fixing a problem. And from day one, then, we have done a number.
Our problem has been on fixing a problem? Our focus is on fixing a problem? What do you mean you fixed the problem? You broke our borders open, you lying thing, you. I'm not going to get angry. I can't afford it. See, she's just lying. He asked her a real question. He tried. To the chipmunk's credit, he tried. But she's slimy. She's been told by Katzenberg in Hollywood never to answer a question directly. Be a slime ball like the Hollywood lawyers. That's all. She's a lawyer. What do you expect from her? The truth? No, they didn't support you. They hate you. They hate you. They know that you're a monster who'll destroy the country. It would have allowed if only the evil Republicans didn't block us. As the attorney general, no, she didn't do that as attorney general. No, she ruined the state as attorney general, by the way. She destroyed the state as attorney general. See, she thinks that she got him already in her claws. Yeah, right. They did it. And although I've been vice president for 4 years, right, trust me, I'm not a lying witch from hell. You're not a presidential material. You couldn't be in the real world, this woman could not be the principal of a high school in my day. Oh.
Who were brutally assaulted and killed by
wow, he's reading the names of people brutally assaulted and killed by illegal immigrants. You know, I have respect for the chipmunk. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. I don't believe he's got the balls for this. He better be careful where he walks in Washington, D.C. at night after this interview. Right. What are you?
Those are tragic cases.
Yes, they're tragic.
No question about that.
But Trump did it.
There's no question about that.
And
I can't imagine the pain.
okay, understand you can empathize with the pain of Lake and Riley. I get it.
For a loss that should not have occurred.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is true.
But
it is also true
that
if a border security had actually been passed.
See, again, if Trump had not blocked it, we would have definitely made sure more women were raped. In other words, if we had allowed the Republicans to do what we didn't want them to do, and they didn't actually do it, then millions of women would have been raped, and we'd be more unhappy than we are today. We What the hell is she talking about?
Because there was a solution, Brett.
Vice President, it was a policy decision in the early part of your.
Oh, he's pressing her.
Let one of the mothers talk about it. Take a listen.
Because of the Biden.
This is not bad. I got to tell you, this is almost approaching reality here.
They were enrolled in the Alternatives to Detention program. This meant that they were released into the United States. It was not even a full 3 weeks later that they would.
So he's nailing her a little bit to a fact. What, she got the ear thing in already? Gets the Katzenberg to tell her what to say next?
So do you owe them an apology?
Oh,
I will tell you that I am so sorry for her.
I'm so sorry for their loss.
I'm so sorry for her loss.
But
Sincerely.
if only the evil Republicans had done what I wanted.
What is happening right now with
She got long fingers on her.
who does not
Imagine her lecturing us for 4 years like this with a finger.
as well. In all fairness, I told you I feel awful for what she.
I don't care what you feel.
During that time, you said repeatedly.
Can you believe this?
When in your mind did it start becoming a crisis?
We've had a broken immigration system transcending, by the way.
I've heard broken immigration system since Bill Clinton used a cigar on Monica Lewinsky. Okay, I've heard the same story.
Saying that this is a perfect immigration system, I think we all are.
Miss Vice President, how many times have you met with George Soros or his son and taken bags of cash for your campaign, directly or indirectly? Would you please answer that question? I feel very sorry for those bags of cash and how that cash felt in those bags.
We need to process those cases faster. We need the support for those cases that should be prosecuted.
What's with the eyes wide open look?
And Congress ultimately.
Okay, I'm turning this off in another 5 minutes. I can't afford it. My pulse is going up.
That's the premise of this question. There were 90 plus executive orders that were rescinded in the first days. Many of those.
She does have bigger hands than Trump. You're right.
Stay here because there's
They're almost like a tranny hand. She isn't. I'm just joking. Come on. We're just talking amongst ourselves. The few 100,000 people that will see this. I don't care if she was a tranny. If she loved America, I'd take a tranny as president. If I saw a tranny running who was for borders, language, and culture, I'd vote for her.
They want support, and that's what that border security bill would have done. These guys down at the border, these men and women, they're working hard.
Again, men and women. I love how they lump like men and women all of a sudden. Everything is men and women. 99% men getting whacked in the police world. Men and women. The women are that back in the office there, filling out forms for affirmative action and DEI. I'm turning it off another minute. I got to get ready for a TV show after this, Newsmax TV. Do you know what she did in this city as DA? Do you know when a family was whacked by an illegal immigrant from the MS-13 gang, the mother begged her to give the illegal alien the death penalty? She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't even talk to the mother. It's a beautiful Italian family, got killed by an illegal immigrant. And she wouldn't pursue the death penalty. She's full of crap from the beginning to the end. Okay. I don't think there's no product to any of this. I mean, I hear my conscience saying, why are you doing this? What are you eating your heart out over this shit for? Pardon me. Pardon me. Why do you care?
Well, let's be very clear. I'm the only person who's running for president who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations.
See, she keeps saying that, but she's full of crap. It was under her that criminals came into this state in droves. She's lying about that too. No, she's lying about that. She did not. Please look up the cop who was killed in San Francisco, whose widow begged her to seek the death penalty, and she spit on the widow and said, I won't meet with her. Look at the Italian family who was killed by an MS-13 member. The father and two sons in front of the wife's eyes and begged her to seek the death penalty, and she said, no way, Jose. No, don't listen to a word this woman says. She's a stone-hearted liar. I mean, the country has been infiltrated from the top to the bottom. What's this now? Oh, right. She's for transgender surgery in jail at my expense. Let's see now. Let's see. He nailed it with that one. I'm Brett Bear got her for a real one. That's an old tape they got when she wasn't that famous. Oh, here we go. You see the big smile they taught her in Hollywood? Turn it around and smile. I learned this about when I was 18 at a sales conference. Smile, agree, and turn the argument. I learned it. It's a sales trick. It's a medical necessity to have your schlong cut off in prison so you can take it in the far. Okay, sorry. It's a medical necessity to have your schlong cut off in prison so you can make believe you're a woman and screw a man. That's all. She's blaming Trump for her agreeing to cut schlongs off in prison? I will follow the law, right? I will follow the law. I think the Germans said we were just following our orders. Didn't the Germans say that? Oh, God, this is right out of Goebbels, by the way. Do you know that she's right out of Goebbels? I'll read it to you. The OSS did a psychological profile of Hitler and described his use of the big lie as follows. His primary rules, that's Hitler now, never allow the public to cool off, never admit a fault or wrong, never concede that there may be some good in your enemy, never leave room for alternatives, never accept blame, Kamala, concentrate on one enemy at a time, and blame him for everything that goes wrong, Kamala. People will believe a big lie sooner than a little one, Kamala. And if you repeat it frequently enough, people will sooner or later believe it. She's following the OSS psychological portrait of Adolf Hitler in his in their description of how he used the big lie. Well, how'd she go to the economy from cutting off schlongs in prison? You know, if I were in charge of this and you had to cut the schlong off by law to make a man into a woman, I would at least save the schlong and give it to a woman who wants to be a man. You could save probably 40 grand right there on the part. You could sew it on a woman who wants to pretend to be a man. Look at the money you could save by saving it instead of throwing it out to the rats. I don't believe the country I'm living in, from Dwight D. Eisenhower to this. I mean, I was a kid when Dwight D. Eisenhower was, he was president. At least we had a certifiable war hero as president. Look what we have. Look who's running now. Take a look at this. She couldn't have been principal of Jamaica High School when I was a kid. She never would have made it. See, again, attack the rich. Who gives her the money? The poor? She raised $1 billion. Where'd the money come from? The poor? I don't know. I'm getting a little upset now.
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden. And so that would be one.
That's funny. Laugh line. The schmuck holds up a card. Laugh. Go ahead.
28 days to go. I'm not Donald Trump.
So you're not Joe Biden. You're not Donald Trump.
Who are you?
Nothing comes to mind that you would do differently?
Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency. And
okay, I think I'm turning it off, folks. I'm going to go now. I know you'd like me to just listen to this and suffer along with you.
My professional experience, fresh and new ideas. I represent a new generation of leadership.
You represent a new generation of leadership. You're a stooge of Nancy Pelosi, who's as old as Methuselah. What are you talking about? Okay, it's off. Okay. Just read Joseph Goebbels on The Big Lie. I'll be on Newsmax TV in about an hour on the next show on Newsmax TV. And I don't know if she wins. I may have to consider life in Mexico. No, I won't go there. I know Mexicans will never go back. You know, I said this the other day, but I'll say it again. Harris is like the wolf who is caught eating a lamb and seen with blood on her lips, who claims she is a vegan. If you tell a big lie often enough, Kamala, it becomes the truth to those who are stoned on marijuana. A new way forward. Where did I hear that before? Again, Donald Trump. See the enemy? Donald Trump. So Donald Trump's rhetoric that she hates is borders, language, and culture. That's not good for her. What does she want? A North American Union? Where Canada, the United States, North America, and South America, one happy nation, where the slime of the South flows up, and I have to pay for them? No, we don't have more in common that separates us. I have nothing in common with Venezuelan gangbangers. Sorry. I have nothing in common with crackheads. I have nothing in common with DEI scumbags who got their jobs based upon their race or their sexual orientation. Okay, he's doing a fairly good job. I don't have to do this anymore because I'm just getting upset. Okay. If you had enough, and you've done nothing. Again, Donald Trump. Nachamil Donald Trump. Again, Donald Trump. The boogeyman, Donald Trump. So whatever's wrong in the world, Donald Trump did it. Although I've been vice president almost 4 years, Donald Trump did it. Your mascara's running, that's because Donald Trump owns a mascara factory in Pakistan, and he made the mascara, and it's running in my eye. The sweat's coming out underneath your makeup, that's because Donald Trump made bad makeup. Your lipstick's starting to fade, that's because Donald Trump has a lipstick factory in Bangladesh, and the lipstick's no good. Oh, now he's unstable. Okay. Okay, I'm out. Okay, we know the game plan that Katzenberg taught her. Never answer a question. Deny, delay, and blame Donald Trump. Because we're all stupid.
President of the United States, it's not supposed to be easy.
I know, but
it's not supposed to be. It is not supposed to be a cakewalk. So are they misguided? The 50%? Stupid? What is it? I would never say that about the American people. And in fact, if you listen to Donald Trump, if you watch any of his rallies, he's the one who tends to demean and belittle and diminish the American people. He's the one who talks about an enemy within.
There is an enemy within. It's my book title, you schmuck. Yes, you're the enemy within, sitting right in front of me with a wig on. I've had enough. I'll go get the enemy within for you now. It was written about her. I think I'll close with that. That's all. I've had enough. The enemy within. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life is this person. I can't even find it.
They do phony investigations. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was a great
Here it is. Got it. Okay, I'm going to close with the reading of The Enemy Within because I my blood pressure going up. Okay, shut up. Shut up! Shut up. I never want to hear her whiny, stinking voice again. I can't listen to that whiny, goddamn voice. So back in the day, she has a broken record. She's the type that rots the soul of a nation. Okay, this was written in a long time ago. That's why I'm a legend. 2003, The Enemy Within. It's a great picture of me in North Beach, by the way. And I open with a quote, which has been widely requoted by many others since then because I found it, by Cicero. And I'm going to read it to you and close because this was written about Kamala Harris and Jeffrey Katzenberg was running her campaign from Hollywood remotely. A nation can survive its fools and even the ambitious, but it cannot survive treason from within. An enemy at the gates is less formidable, for he is known and carries his banner openly. But the traitor moves amongst those within the gate freely, her sly whispers rustling through all the alleys, heard in the very halls of government itself. For the traitor appears not a traitor. She speaks in accents familiar to the victims, and she wears their face and their arguments. She appeals to the baseness that lies deep in the hearts of all men. She rots the soul of a nation. She works secretly and unknown in the night to undermine the pillars of the city. She infects the body politic so that it can no longer resist. A murderer is less to fear. Marcus Tullius Cicero, Roman orator, statesman, 42 BC. That was my dedication in The Enemy Within. I had no idea it would come to this point in American history that someone as unqualified and as slimy as her would get so far so fast. Thank you for listening. Hit the like button, subscribe, and see me within about an hour on Newsmax TV and whatever. That's all I want to say. I got nothing more to add, and I'm going to say goodbye and get ready for the show now. I had enough of this. I will say one thing more. In addition to that, I have new respect for Brett Baer. He did a great job. At least he tried. But when you're dealing with a slimy person like her, don't